Now, have y'all ever really stared at someone and asked yourself, how can one be so corny? Like, you would swear they're born and gifted the talent to be a purebred cornball. It's damn near every action they do that always gives you secondhand embarrassment. And this is what people call a cornball, and especially in the underground, there is a lot of them. And sometimes I really regret getting into the underground community because some of y'all are really some interesting human beings. But we're going to talk about some corny fans that I personally hate, you know, corny artists and everything corny in the underground scene. And again, because of previous video, I just want to say that this video is totally for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should really be taken too serious on this video. And make sure you like and sub. We're going to hit 3K before the end of this year. But the one thing that's always been corny to me, especially in the underground scene, is clones. Because trust me, you're not getting out the hood for copying someone one-to-one. And even if you do gain some traction from copying someone, you're not getting good traction. Because all your fans basically hate you and call you a clone. It's like, at what point are you really succeeding? You're like a Jack Doherty in the underground scene at this point. And realize if there's somewhat of a successful, you know, clone rapper, just know that they're basically like an ex-rebound. They only listen to you because the original one is not around. And if their music were to be deleted on all platforms, no one would bat an eye. Because we already got the original at home. And I feel like one of the OG artists people used to call a clone is Darm Khalida. Which I feel like his music now is a bit more polished and he has more of his own sound. But before, people are on this guy's behind. Which I'm not too sure about him being a Destroy Lonely clone. I don't know where that narrative came out. But one thing for sure, I was a die-hard summrs fan about 2-3 years ago. I'm still a big summrs fan now. But this guy used to be farming and cloning old summrs. Which I'm going to play summrs sound back then. And then I'm going to play his music. And you can obviously see that this guy is cloning. Now I understand them having the same prod, so it's gonna sound similar, but this guy's even saying the same ad-lib as summrs. He's talking about go, go, go. He's not going nowhere with that sound. And if you have listened to old summrs, you would know that the flow he's doing in that song is not even his. I can't even find what flow he's doing in that song, but I know it's from another song that summrs did. But there's plenty cases of just cloning in the underground. Like, there's been someone who cloned the entire Psychotic album by Osama Sun. Like, I think we took paying homage too far. And for me at least, cloning is definitely one of the top 3 corniest things you can do as an underground rapper. Now the next thing I have might hit some strings, but it's the people who have their whole personality being they listen to underground music. Especially the fan that has this one underground artist that they really enjoy. Like, this is the type of fan that have this artist as their profile picture. They'll glaze this guy to oblivion. They say he's the best underground rapper. They'll say that he's better than mainstream rappers. And debating anything with this type of fan gets you absolutely nowhere. Cause you try to say anything about their favorite artist, they're not letting your opinion breathe for a bit. And I feel like you can say this for some mainstream fans, but from my experience, when it comes to underground fans, they're a whole different breed. And I feel like a beautiful example of this is Duty with Sofego.
It compares to Fago, bro. None of these is, bro. No, that's some real shit. When I think of Fago, bro, I think of like, I look at him as like a Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Same way niggas treat Kendrick is the same way I treat Fago. That's not crazy to say. On some real shit. Like,
you losing it.
I'm not comparing him to Kendrick. See, you losing it.
I'm not comparing, but you saying you look at Sofego like how people look at Kendrick.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar. Do you know some of the music he put out? Sofego ain't did no shit like that. Sofego ain't put out a Good Kid, Mad City. He ain't put out a goddamn.
No, you haven't. I ain't gonna lie.
You cannot look at them in the same way. He ain't drop a Pepper Butterfly, none of that.
I ain't gonna lie. That shit not comparing with After Me though, bro. I'm gonna give it a buck.
All right, look.
The way he's glazing Sofego, he has to be getting some sort of sponsorship from him. Cause what do you mean no one can compare with him? And in this clip, he's practically saying that he's the best in the underground. Like, Duty, I really mess with you, but for everyone's safety, please slow down with these takes. But in this case, I wouldn't really say that Duty is corny. I'll just say he's currently a bit lost. But another thing I think is pretty corny in the underground is people that judge people for what they listen to in the underground scene. Which the point of underground music was to experiment from the mainstream sound, you know, have multiple different sounds. But before I even get into this, there is some exceptions. Like if you're listening to artists like Too Slimy, I think everyone has authority to judge what you're listening to. Like this is the first time someone looks like they're getting physically attacked by music. But back on topic, there will be an underground fan that mostly listens to Osama Sun or just rage music, and they'll be so fast to say that anything in underground that's not this current sound they like is garbage. Like there's a huge difference between saying something is bad and something's just not your type of music. Now artists like Too Hollis and J Remover, now I'm not gonna lie, they're not my type of music. I don't really enjoy their music. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're horrible and it's the worst thing I ever heard, because I can easily see that this music was never for me in the first place. Which the underground was meant to have creative and unique music. And as soon as you guys want to hear a different genre in the underground, you guys want to call it garbage. Like make it make sense. The next thing I really have is just the whole satanic gimmick with these artists. It generally makes it so hard to even take part in his music or even go to his concerts, which I was actually planning to go to one of Osama Sun's concerts, which unfortunately I didn't because I had no friends. But after the concert ended, like the day after, I was seeing clips and this looked like a damn ritual. Now, I'm not sure if I forgot, but I listened to Whole Psychotic and I do not recall this intro. Osama Sun definitely got a few souls. I'm not too sure what he's planning to do with them. And I'm low-key happy that I did not partake in this concert. And just the stuff he's flashing on screen is just overly just corny to me. Like, I can't make this up. And at one point in a different concert, this guy had like devil horns on. Which what makes this even worse is that this is not even his look. We all know where this came from. So not only is he doing this corny satanic gimmick, he's not even slightly original with it. But in conclusion, the world is full with cornballs. From rappers to even fans, it's really unescapable. And sometimes you really gotta see some BS and just keep it pushing, you know, don't entertain it. But that's all I gotta say. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and sub. But I am gone, I'll see you guys next video.
It was so clear to me, but when they ask, I don't know.